And do that. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and say where you're from in the chat bar, that would be kind of sweet. And I think we'll have a couple more that are popping on soon. We're all ages club here. This is awesome. Hi, Claire. Thanks for being here. Hi, Nikki. Hey, Jenny. Welcome. Good morning, Yvonne. Welcome. Woo, we've got family on the call. Sisters! I just watched Frozen 2 the other night. Sisters are gonna save the world. Just saying. Making prophecies. Welcome, everyone. All right. We'll get going. We might have some more people popping on. It's so good to see all your faces. Just gonna take a minute and just connect. Go ahead, if you want to, you can put one hand on your heart, the other hand on your belly. You can close your eyes if you want. And bring your attention and curiosity to the places of your body that connect with the ground. Perhaps wiggling your toes, perhaps scooting your bottom around, feeling where your sits bones connect to the earth, pressing your feet into the floor. What kind of sensations do you get in the places where your body touches the earth? You can gently rock, if you're sitting down, you can gently rock forward and back. And just notice the feeling of your body changing in gravity. And just know that everything has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So go ahead and put your hands in front of your sternum, in front of your heart, and press them together like this. So your left hand is pressing into your right hand, just as much as your right hand is pressing into your left hand. Equal and opposite reaction. So by the same principle, you are resting down into the earth just as much as the earth is supporting you. Equal and opposite. It's kind of a fun concept to think about. So with that knowledge, I allow myself to really receive support from the earth. I know that I don't have to hold myself up. My body is perfectly designed to work in coordination with gravity, so I can release any extra held tension, perhaps just moving your neck around just a little bit, allowing your head to balance on your spine, bringing awareness to your shoulders and asking them to gently soften, allowing that softness to pool down through your rib cage. You're welcome to move if it feels good, or just the idea of softness can be helpful. Allowing your belly to soften, places around the pelvis where the legs connect to the pelvis, the hip joint. Just allowing some softening, gentle release, gentle awareness, in the knowledge that as I soften, my body is so intelligently designed that my structure will find a new way to support me by resting down into the earth. And that may take the form of a new balance, a new way of being in the body. So if I let go of a muscle group and then I feel like I'm going to fall over, that's a sign that I might need to change my orientation or balance. And that option is always available to you in any moment. And if you're just joining us, go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat bar, say who you are and where you're from. And we're going to start with a little mantra that I just love. I'm sending you all the Shruti box in the chat bar, so you can go ahead and open that in another window. And you are all muted, so we will not hear you. But if you haven't been in this group before, just know that you have absolute permission to make noise, to make mistakes, to be loud, to make ugly sounds, make beautiful sounds, make sounds that you don't know what's going to happen, take risks. You have permission to do that in this space. This is what this space is for. Hi, Clara. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. All right, so go ahead and open that drone. And this is a little mantra or a little meditative singing bit thingy that came to me recently. It is the word I and then any verb that I do. So I like to start with the verb breathe, but you can choose and like cycle between any verbs, and sometimes they're really fun. Like one time I did it on the word I sit, and that was really kind of beautiful. It was very grounding and meditative. So I'm gonna lead this, and you can join in as you feel comfortable. Go ahead and play the drone on your own screen. And I'll sing through I breathe a few times, and then we'll go from there, okay? If you weren't here yesterday, we talked about hot air, singing with air that warms, air that's filled with moisture, connects to the whole body. So you can invite that into your awareness, and we may go into more of that later. I breathe. 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 I say I play. I play. I play. I play. Laugh. I laugh. I laugh. I laugh. Cry. I Back to breathe. I breathe. I breathe. Go ahead and take a moment and just allow yourself to notice who is on your screen. If you are in speaker view and you see my head really big and little heads at the top, you could go ahead and switch in the top right-hand corner into gallery view, where you can see everyone's faces. Go ahead and switch into gallery view for this moment. And just notice and invite into your awareness all of the other people that are here with you in this moment. Allow yourself to see and be seen. But each of us is in self-isolation, ideally. And if you're not, we're with you. We support you. You don't have the privilege to self-isolate. But that we are not alone in this experience. Every one of these faces on this screen has its own story, its own choices that it made. Its own animal friends. And we are all here together in this moment. So thank you. And go ahead and invite your awareness to extend even beyond your screen. Just taking a moment to kind of look around your room, wherever you are, and notice what's here. What color are the walls? What surface are you standing or sitting on? And what's the texture of that surface? Who else is in the room with you? Maybe there are animals. Maybe there are fellow human beings. Maybe they are just guides. And if there's a window, what's outside your window? How big am I in conversation with the space that I'm in? How much space does my body take up? How big is the desk that's in front of me? Is it bigger than me or smaller than me? How tall are the ceilings in contrast to me? So orienting yourself, expanding your awareness to the space that you're in, noticing your own body in conversation with its environment. And coming back together. So, we're going to sing a sweet little song that we sang a couple days ago. It's a really nice one for right now. The words are simply "go slow," and she takes her time. You're welcome to use whatever pronouns you're most comfortable with. Okay? So this is a repeat after me song. And if we were at summer camp, that would mean you would say, "This is a repeat after me song." Okay? So when I do, thank you, Nikki. I see you, Clara. Okay? So when I do this, that's my turn. And when I do this, that's your turn. Okay? I'm going to back up a little bit. You can keep the beat on your sternum, your heart. Go slow. Go slow. Go slow. Go slow. She takes her time. She goes so slow. She takes her time. She goes so slow. Oh, go slow. Go slow. Go slow. I go slow. I take my time. I go so slow. I take my time. I go slow. Oh, go slow. Go slow. Go slow. I go slow. She takes her time. She goes so slow. She takes her time. She goes slow. Go slow. Go slow. I go slow. Slow down. I love that one. Yeah, I do that one a lot. All the time. This is my gift to you. You can sing this when you're doing the dishes, when you're racing around, when you're confronting capitalism in a quarantine situation. Just go slow. Everything's better slow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I want to leave you guys with a tool today that you can use at any point. And I want to make sure that we get to that. So I'm going to leave time for us to experiment with that. This is it's a tool called spirit singing, and it's a really profound and incredible self-care practice. It can be enormously helpful for mitigating depression, anxiety, finding stillness and mental wellness, and kind of like releasing stuff through the voice. I've gotten some questions about like, what are you doing in this class? And the process that we're doing here is really learning to use the voice as a healing modality. So this space is not about like learning to sing a song for performance standards or learning to sing perfectly or well. It's really about exploring your voice and seeing all the different corners and sides of yourself and different parts of yourself that can come into being through the voice. So this is an exploratory kind of creative way of using the voice, and it is not always about sounding good. Yeah, right? Like that's good is sometimes helpful in other situations, depending on what good means, right? But in this space, we're not interested in the construct of good and bad. So I want to talk a little bit about beliefs as they relate to singing, because we cannot sing if we're not also in conversation with the way that the mind works. And I know that I have some experts on this topic in this group. So like Jenny, if you have something that kind of sparks in you and you want to add to this, you're welcome to. So the human mind basically tells stories about the world in order to keep us safe from getting eaten by a lion, right? So I'm like, if I have an experience that my brain registers as that's dangerous, or you were shamed for that, or that was uncomfortable, I don't like it, my brain's gonna like categorize that experience and be like, never do that again, because that might be dangerous and get you eaten by a lion, right? So for example, these, what we call structures of knowing, can become so ingrained that we are unaware of them. And so for example, an example that my friend Gina gave to me once that made so much sense was like, if I say I want to go camping and you're like, sweet, let's go camping. And in my family, I'm like, okay, I gotta pack my backpack, gotta get my sleeping pad, gotta get my like backpacking tent, we're going into the woods. And then we show up in the meeting spot and you're all like, hold up, where's the cabin? Where's the grill? This is not camping. Camping means like we're roasting meat over the fire and we are like in a cozy cabin and we're doing day hikes. And I'm like, yo, I'm ready to sleep under the stars and in the like dirt, right? Camping, two very different definitions of what camping is, okay? So the number one thing that I get from students when they walk into my studio is that we don't want to sound bad in singing. And I say, why not dive right in and discover what bad really is? Because bad is a construct that means different things to every single peer person in this group, okay? And so we are going to spend 3 minutes, you will survive, and I'll still be here to catch you at the end, okay? We're gonna spend 3 minutes making only bad sounds. You ready? It's quarantine, why not? Okay, so if you need to ask consent from the people that you live with that you're gonna make some noise, feel free to do that now, okay? But basically, I'm gonna set a timer and we're all gonna make the worst possible sounds. What are bad sounds? This can be like horrible. You can burp. You can screech. You can whine. You can do anything that means bad to you. Okay? You ready? Whee! Okay. If you ever get overwhelmed by any sensation, you always have the option to wiggle your toes. Just popping that in before we go, okay? So when in doubt, wiggle your toes, all right? Bad sounds, you ready? Finding my timer. Ooh, ooh. What did I do to my phone? Great. All right, you guys ready? Bad sounds. I'm muting myself. I don't want to pollute your bad with my bad. Go. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Keep exploring. What else is in that container of bad? It feels super long. There's a lot that we put in that container of bad. Go find your edges. Seconds be the worst. And we're back. Quarantine 2020. Yeah, Dora, you're celebrating. I love it. Woo, okay. What did we learn? What does bad mean? What does bad mean to you? Tell me about your experience, okay? You can go ahead and raise your hand and I'll unmute you if you have something that you discovered that you'd like to share in that exercise. What is bad? What does bad mean for the voice? Jenny.
I had a really hard time finding anything that felt bad. Did anybody else feel that way? Yeah, I was like, that's not that bad. Well, that's also not that bad. Okay, where's the bad? Like, I couldn't actually really find anything that was that bad.
Nice. Cool. Good discovery. You have fully deconstructed bad. Yeah, Nikki. Oh, wait. Okay, go for it.
I made a lot of weird sounds. So it would be a judgment that they're bad, but weird sounds.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting though that the brain goes to weird when we say bad? As if weird is bad. Clara?
I was feeling something similar, Nikki, where it just felt strange. There were strange and unusual noises, and they didn't sound bad until I realized I had an audience out in the living room that was overhearing me. My quarantine roommates were like, "What is she doing?"
Well seen. Bad might change when we run the risk of being heard.
Totally.
Well seen. Yvonne?
I felt that even though I was trying to make bad sounds, my voice was opening up and getting better.
Ha. Would you say that in giving yourself permission to be bad, you experienced a little bit more freedom?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Well seen. Yeah. Beautifully said. Elizabeth?
Mute myself. Hey. Yeah, it was interesting. Two things. Number A, noticing like this as a portal to some of those deeper stories, like as like the whiny sounds, and having a judgment about that and thinking, oh, this might be a deeper something to really look at as like perhaps a story about myself when I show up in a way that's bad. And that's a bad way to show up in general. And so it's interesting to use this exercise as a door to open and look upon and observe some of those deeper stories. And I imagine it's all connected to the voice. And yeah, so noticing that. And then there was also this noticing of like, I wonder if that kind of noise is perhaps not as what's the word, effective or helpful for the actual vocal cords. Like there could have been like a straining or a pain happening. And so that's not bad, but I was like, okay. So just observing that, like perhaps that's not a helpful sound.
Yeah.
To just which was a very different perspective to be in conversation with the voice.
Yeah. I love the language of helpful. Thank you, Elizabeth. I love the language of helpful and unhelpful. I come from a worldview that says nothing that happens in nature is wrong. So whether or not it is helpful or unhelpful given the circumstances, if I am in the, if I'm in a crowded place and someone tries to grab my purse, I might need some bad sounds to like get them to back off. Useful to be able to tap into my super loud, raucous, annoying, like, don't mess with me sounds. Useful in that situation, right? If I am feeling really vulnerable and really sad and scared, like the first time I did this exercise, I discovered that a lot of what was bad to me was like tender and vulnerable and cracking and like not really knowing what's right and kind of insecure sounds. And same thing as Elizabeth. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I thought that was bad. Interesting that that's where I went in my bad exploration. Yeah. So this is a really, this is one that you can dive into more. What else is bad, right? And it helps to put like a longer time limit than it is really comfortable to do, which is why I gave you 3 minutes and a pep talk halfway through. So don't check out before you get all the way to like the really deep learning that we experience in the last minute, because there's some really good stuff in here. So now that we've blown up bad as even an idea, it doesn't exist, it's stupid, it's a construct, great. Moving on from that paradigm where all sounds are equal and valuable and useful, the human voice is capable of like an incredible diversity of sound. We can mimic parrots. We can like scream like dolphins. Like we have so many different sounds that are available to us. And sometimes if we don't give ourselves to room to like, or a practice through which to explore those sounds, they can just kind of stay trapped inside, and we're never fully aware of or capable of what even the voice likes. So what Elizabeth spoke to earlier of, is this helpful for my voice? Is this not helpful for my voice? Is a question that only you can answer, because you are the only one who lives in your body. So the process of getting to know one's own voice is just that. It's a process. And limiting yourself to only what sounds good can be a prison. So in this process of really exploring what is the voice capable of and what resources do I have available to myself, I want to introduce you to the practice of spirit singing. So spirit singing was introduced to me by Laura Geiger. She's an incredible mentor of mine and teacher. She lives in Sweden. You can find her online. Her name is Laura Geiger. And basically, spirit singing is what's called a water breath, or that's what I was taught that it was called. But basically, inhale through the nose, exhale sound through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale sound through the mouth. And in this practice, the practice is, don't give yourself time to think. Every breath is an inquiry breath. What is here that needs to be expressed? What is here that needs to be expressed? What is here that needs to be expressed? So every breath, every sound may be completely different from the next. Okay? You kind of never know what's going to come out until you're already making the sound. And the first time that you do this, it may be that there's a lot that needs to come out. And that is completely normal and completely okay. Because in general, we live in a society and a culture that does not allow expression of all of ourselves, in public at least. So you may experience that you make a sound and then you just want to cry. And that's okay. And that's totally normal. And it's totally part of the experience and the process. Over time, if you do this practice regularly, eventually everything that needs to kind of like come through and move out will kind of slough off the top. And then you enter this really beautiful space of like summoning what's here in the moment. And so there is a bit of like a patience with this practice and really following it, but it's something that you can do for yourself every day. I do it every day now. And yes. Everyone go ahead and wiggle your toes. Okay, feel where your feet connect to the floor. Feel that? Yeah, you can wiggle your fingers too. If you make any sound or experience any sensation that feels overwhelming, wiggle your toes. You can stop, you can rest, come back to your body, and just wiggle your toes and fingers and play with sensation. Notice what color the walls are. Notice where you are in the room and who else is with you. Okay, so that's an option that's always available to you at any moment. Okay, we are gonna do this using the drone. You can also do this without a drone, but we're gonna go together and we're just gonna go for a while. And I wanna really encourage you to invest in the practice of every breath is an inquiry. Every exhale is a release of sound. All sounds are welcome. Any questions before we begin? I'm seeing really cute, like furry friends. Great, we all feel comfortable? So go ahead and I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead and open your drone. Inquiry breath, what needs to be exhaled with sound. You can message me if you have questions. And when your body tells you that this cycle is nearing its completion, welcome to come back to the group. And go ahead and wiggle your toes. We're going to stand up. Rub your hands together. Generate a little warmth. And you're going to take that warmth all over the body. So you're going to upside, downside, top side, bottom side of all of your arms. All of your arms. You know, we might have some octopus in here. Warm, warm, warm. Feeling that sensation, almost like you're giving yourself a shower, but a dry shower. And across the collarbone, maybe down the sternum, around the belly, along the back. Give your hips a little love. Oh. Legs, inside, outside, top side, bottom side of the legs. Feeling all the sensation there. Don't forget your feet. Go in between the toes. Top side, down side, upside, bottom side. Other leg. Shake it out. And shake your feet. Shake your hands all the way up to your elbows. Shake it all the way to the shoulders. Here's the whole body shake. Ah! I've been in isolation. Ah! Let out some sound. Ah! Woo! Yes, you guys rock. We got dance parties. Dance parties. All right. We're actually, it's funny you should mention, because we're going to end. So I can find it on YouTube. I didn't check before class started, so I have two ideas. Whoop. All right. This is your self-care singing dance party. Sending you a link. I want you to play this song and we're gonna have a dance party. Ready? Everyone, like, go ahead and load it up and then we're all gonna push go at the same time. Give me a thumbs up when you've got it. Okay, keep your thumb up. Got a couple people. Everyone got it? Yeah? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Woo! Yeah! Dance party is always an option! Yes. I love you all so much. You got your workout for the day. Hey. Yes. Anybody have anything that they want to share? Something that you are going to bring in the rest of your day from this moment? What are we going to move forward from this place remembering? Yeah. Maybe 2 or 3 shares. What's real? What are we taking from this? Yeah, Jora. Go for it.
So I realized that, like, when we were doing, is that you or is that my internet playing music still?
That's you.
Sorry, that was the internet still trying to have a dance party. Okay, so I realized that my idea of bad sounds was really only occurring in relationship to, like, when I'm trying to sing something. So it's more in the distance between, like, where I think I'm supposed to be. Because in the exercise, I'm like, no, this is all good. And especially from, like, an acting standpoint, I get it. I'm like, all these sounds just allow different emotions. But if I'm trying to sing something, I think it's supposed to sound like this, and I can't make it be like that. So the extrapolation is anytime the feeling is, oh, it's supposed to be like this, I'm supposed, So right now I've definitely been finding the most important thing is, like, baby, this is the ultimate acceptance lesson. This is not the time to be like, it should not be like this. So
yes!
it's like, no, it's like this.
Yes!
It
That's
is.
what voice work is! Ah!
Thank you.
Thank you, Jora. Yeah. Yes. Ultimate acceptance. Merlin. Oh, wait. Wait.
Hello?
Yeah, got it.
I feel like I've just been given the largest gift this morning. I managed at the beginning of our dance party to put you on my television, like to make you guys giant. And it is the first time I have not felt alone in my home in much longer than isolation. So thank you. It felt like you were all here. And as someone who lives alone and kind of wishes they didn't, that is a really big gift. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. Couldn't do it without you.
Mm-mm. We all need each other.
Yeah. Thank you, Merlin.
A little bit of magic.
Yeah. Lauren? Go for it.
I also feel that I was given a huge gift from this class overall, but also today. It was a huge, like, moment that my bad sounds are the sounds I make when I'm really, really distraught. And that was really interesting. But then also to make them intentionally felt powerful, because it's like, it's not something it's a place of myself I can choose to go to. It's a place of myself that exists all the time, in some part of me. And so acknowledging that and honoring that felt really powerful. And it feels like this is probably going to be a big tool for me just in my general healing journey. So I'm really super, super grateful.
So glad you're here. Yeah, well seen. It's your voice. Yeah. Thank you. Maybe one more closing share. Malia? Go for it.
I am noticing that my perfectionist wants to not wants to label the bad sounds as bad, but wants me to already be over having labels about my sounds. It's like, okay, you know that this is a construct, so get over it. Like, be enlightened already, make the sounds, deal with it. And I'm not. Like, they still do feel like bad sounds. And my voice kind of hurts from making bad sounds, and my brain has a lot of stories about that right now.
Yeah. Yes.
But I trust.
Well seen. Yeah, well seen. Well seen. It is all part of the process. Yes. So thank you, Amalia. Thank you for sharing. That's absolutely my experience. I'm like, oh, I've done this exercise a million times. I don't have any bad sounds left. And then I'm like, oh, look, bad has just transformed. Okay. Way to be a human. Good job, Emma. Doing my job. So this is a really beautiful practice. It is that. It is exactly that. It is the practice of how many places and corners does bad live? And then the practice becomes, can I, instead of calling it bad, can I describe what the sound is? And so we may go into more of that as the week progresses, but instead of using labels and like of good or bad to describe sound, using words like breathy or harsh or open or warm or free or dark or light. We use a lot of the same language to talk about sound that we use to talk about artwork and texture and color. And so we can go into more of that, and that's a lot of what I teach in general, but that there is a pathway and that's totally normal and part of the process. And so the reason I wanted to leave you with spirit singing today is that is a really good place to process exactly that feeling or frustration. If you don't know where to start, the easiest place to start is with the I don't know sound, which is, ugh. Everyone just do it with me. Ugh. Or like that sound is such a useful little starting place of I don't even know what sound to make, so I'm going to make the I don't know sound and then see where that goes. And every breath is an inquiry, and I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Like wherever it goes, you can kind of follow it to wherever its like culmination is. So yeah. I will see you all tomorrow at 9:30. Feel free to invite a friend. I've got all the videos uploaded. I feel so awesome. I actually put them all on my website. I usually say that I'm going to do that and then never do it, but this time I actually did. So they're there and you can share them with other people. I honestly recommend doing them in order because we did a lot of the emotional equity stuff at the very beginning. So if you haven't done some of those videos, they're all different. So you can kind of go back and watch the ones you haven't done, and feel free to share that webpage with friends and have them subscribe. So, love you guys. Dance parties all day.
Thank you, Emma.
Yay! Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for being here. Bye, friends. Have a good day. Much love.